So a judge has issued a temporary restraining order blocking 3D printed guns. And no matter what your opinion of like gun control, gun control is now obsolete. Like for the most part, of course there will be certain exceptions, but for the most part gun control is obsolete. Which means that instead of like I'm hoping, I know it's not going to happen, but I'm hoping that this whole gun control debate can finally come to an end, because it's not going to happen. Like gun control, especially with things like AR-15s, is not going to happen, period. Like again, whether you want it to or not, it's just not going to happen, because we can now 3D print lowers for or receivers for guns. And that's going to make them pretty much completely unregulated. Anyone can get a gun. So instead of focusing on gun control, let's focus on things that actually matter. Like again, the Florida shooting recently. Like a million different ways we could have stopped that. A million of them. All kinds of fail safes that failed. Everything could have been done, and nothing worked. Like the laws weren't enforced. Ton of people knew it was going to happen, and now a bunch of people are dead because no one thought to take action. No one thought to do something about this very obvious issue. And instead we're going to keep blaming guns. But now I can't, because gun control is completely obsolete. And if you're not sure exactly how this works, let's see if I can zoom in on the picture. Basically what happens is, if you can see this picture here, the one on top, notice how that thing there is blue. The receiver is a bit like a different color. That is the 3D printed part. That is the most important part of like an AR-15. That's the thing that gets regulated. That's the thing with the serial number. That is considered the gun in terms of regulation. That's the thing you buy. Like all the other parts you can buy that, like again, like we don't regulate little springs and individual parts of guns. We regulate that part right there, because you can't fire a gun without that part. That is the part that is being 3D printed, and it's being 3D printed with pretty decent material. And now, like, that's it. That's really it. Like, anyone can make this. Anyone with a 3D printer can make this. And you can't start banning 3D printers. Because, again, like, think of all the issues you're going to have if you start regulating or banning 3D printers. Like, people just aren't going to stand for it. It's just not going to happen. And all you need is, again, like this completely destroys the gun control theory. Like, it wasn't working much to begin with because of all the shootings. We can see that gun control isn't working, but now it's just not going to happen. Like, we have to look to something else, because banning guns or restricting guns in any way just isn't going to work. So again, anyone can make that. And now if you're thinking like, okay, we have to restrict the file, because all it is just a file. Like it's a template file of a 3D image, and then you plug that into your 3D printer. You using programs and software, you run it through your 3D printer. 3D printer makes that. There you go. And I have a 3D printed object. Very nice guy gave me a 3D printed Atlas statue. It's beautiful, and it's great. Like, it's actually strong. It weighs like as much as styrofoam. It's so light. It's like styrofoam, but like it's strong. It's not as weak as styrofoam. It is super strong. Like, it's incredible material. This is stuff that lasts. And again, even like, let's say this 3D printed receiver only shoots a few hundred bullets. Like, okay, it shoots 300 bullets. Like, you're not going to stop something like that. You just can't regulate. You can't regulate a file. I mean, we can see how well pirating's working. Like, if you want to regulate this, try to regulate any movie. Like, pick any movie out there and try to stop it from being redistributed. Pick any file out there and stop it from being spread across the world. It's just not going to happen. Anyone can access these files. Anyone can access these files anonymously if they know what they're doing. Even if you were to make this file illegal, people can access it if they know what they're doing. That you've got the Tor browser. The Tor browser is totally anonymous if you're doing it right. If you know what you're doing, it's just there's nothing to do here. And I'm personally, if you couldn't tell, I'm personally glad that we have this, because hopefully the gun control debate will lose. Like, the gun control people will lose the debate, and we can finally move on to actually saving lives instead of wasting time. Because it's like, I get the gun control people care about, like, they see people dying and they're like, we need to stop this shouldn't happen, but they can at least, like, look into legitimate methods of stopping it. And again, instead of wasting people's time. Because every time we debate about guns, we're not debating about things that can actually stop shootings. Like, again, the Stoneman Douglas shooting. Like, that kid, everyone knew there was something messed up with him. The cops had been to his house several times in the past. They knew he had access to a gun, and no one did anything. There was a security guard there. I believe he was a security guard. But some kind of official with a gun, yeah, I believe he's a security guard. Again, like, the whole purpose of his job is to stop shootings and things like that, and he was hiding and not saving the day. So, again, a million different things that could have saved this, that could have stopped that, and yet we're focusing on guns, gun control legislation. Like, let's focus on things that actually matter and can actually stop this stuff, because it's starting to get very annoying. Like, people are dying, and we can focus on things other than guns, because that doesn't seem to be the issue here. That doesn't seem to be doing its job. And, of course, it's a losing battle, too, because, again, even without the 3D printing thing, after every election, like, donations to the NRA go up, people buy more guns, people buy more ammo. Every time there's a shooting, the number of guns in the world goes up, because people are afraid of the people advocating for gun control. They're afraid they might actually get a victory in, but it tends to do the exact opposite. So honestly, if you're advocating for gun control, you seem to be doing far more harm than good from your perspective. I personally think it's great, because more guns in the world, in the hands of civilians, in my personal opinion, better. It's a good thing. But yeah, like, let's focus on actual solutions, because this right here, like, this is it. You cannot regulate AR-15s anymore. It's just not going to happen. I mean, you can try, but it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work, because anyone can make one now. Again, you're not 3D printing the entire gun. You're just 3D printing that I'm trying to move my mouse over, but you can't see my mouse. That discolored, like, purple bluish thing right there. That is the important part of the gun. That's what's being printed with the 3D printer, and it works pretty well. So let's focus on something different here. Let's focus on better parenting, better education for our students. Personally, I don't even like the idea of putting kids in public school. Like, public school is, no, I wouldn't trust kids there. High private school, homeschool, anything. Let's focus on actually talking to people that we think would shoot up a school, because, again, you ask the students and it's like, oh yeah, it doesn't surprise me that he would have shot up a school. So, but yeah, I think hopefully this is a step forward into actually saving lives, when people realize how futile and just pointless this debate is now. So, but yeah, that's it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Whether you agree, disagree, let me know either way. Like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more. And thanks for watching.